Hey everybody, this is Kristan Castro. This will be my reflection on my primary research paper for History 2. For my paper, the topic I chose to research is society's expectations of women during the Victorian era. This topic is something that has always kind of intrigued me since a previous English class I took. We read a book called The Awakening, written by Kate Chopin. That's actually my primary source for this paper. Basically, my topic is to research during the Victorian era what women were expected to do, the role of a woman from society's viewpoint at that time was to be a mother, a wife, run the household while the husband is out working, and basically voices were kind of silenced at that time. It wasn't normal like it is now for women to be, mom at home, be wife at home, but go after their goals and ambitions and have careers for themselves. And it was just so different. They weren't expected to do that. They weren't expected to talk about wanting to do that. They were supposed to be perfectly happy with just maintaining the household and just devoting 100% of themselves to their family. It's something that, interests me because we have so much opportunity as women today. I'm a mother myself, and I'm going to school to, get a good career, a good future for my daughter, for our family. And it's just unfortunate that these women didn't have that opportunity back then. So it's always something that has kind of intrigued me to look into, so I chose that topic. As far as developing my thesis, I don't have a solid thesis yet. I kind of find writing the body of the paper first, getting a more better idea of exactly what I'm trying to say kind of works out better, and then I go back to writing my thesis. I kind of have trouble in the whole thesis area, so I find that easier. My experience as far as the research portion was actually pretty easy. I knew as soon as I picked my topic what I needed to figure out if it was a primary source first, but I knew the book The Awakening was an excellent source because it's about a woman who struggled with all of this, and within the book there's so much historical content that I knew I could definitely use that. So basically it was finding the secondary sources, which I didn't have too much trouble doing. If I just Googled The Awakening, I kind of was led to different, views of the book and different views of that time period. So it was relatively like an easy process. What you have learned. What I've learned from this research paper is definitely the primary and secondary source. I've done previous research papers, but they've never really been broken down into primary and secondary sources, and I actually find that it's a lot easier of a process to write like a research paper because finding a primary source is what you're really trying to talk about and the points that you really want to talk about. So it kind of makes your journey for finding secondary sources easier because it kind of narrows down what you're trying to talk about versus just trying to find as much as information about a single topic as you can. So I think that's definitely going to help in future English courses or, when writing papers, is just knowing the difference. And if I'm stuck, trying to find a primary source first, and then from that, go ahead and try to find secondary and just build a stronger argument or a stronger idea. Do you now love or hate your source? I still love my source. I think it's an excellent book. I would definitely read it if you're interested in that time era. It's something that I never really thought about before, but I think being a mom now, I actually reread the book. Well, I reread portions of the book for my paper just to kind of refresh myself. And just being a mom now, I wasn't a mom then when I read it, but I see it a little differently now, and it's just more, touching to me, the struggles that these women had to go through, being so silenced and just having such harsh expectations from, society and, even their family. One part of the book is this main character, Edna, and she wants to kind of find her hobby outside of the house. She's looking for more fulfillment in her life, and her husband basically thinks she's mentally ill because she's not fully fulfilled with being a full-time like mom, wife, and homekeeper. So it's just, I mean, that's really drastic to call it a mental illness. And I love the book. I would definitely recommend it. Skills learned, again, the primary and secondary source. Just knowing those, I feel like I can be a lot stronger of a writer and researcher because they're very, valuable tools. What you felt good about going into the paper. I felt good going into the paper because I feel like I picked a topic that I was really interested in. In that class when we read The Awakening, we didn't really, write a paper. But ever since then, it just never kind of came up. So when we were able to pick our own topic, which was great, I was happy to be able to pick a topic that I had interest in and something that really, I was kind of like eager to learn more and eager to find more secondary sources and just information about that time period. And I definitely liked finding like the secondary source of like interviews and kind of like self-reflections on the books and stuff, because you kind of get another person's opinion, viewpoint. Hearing other people's experiences are so much more valuable in the research process because you find somebody that's been through that experience firsthand. So that's all for my video. Overall, it was a great experience. That's all. So, bye.